Good morning. Welcome to Church on the Net. This is going out a little early because there's a good chance that tonight my phone may be off for a couple of days just because we're still getting finances in. And I wanted to make sure that we got this out. All that aside, I've had a lot of questions about the fishing references I put up. And yesterday I posted kind of a tribute to one of the co-founders with me, who's been gone since 1985. His name was Bruce Bedingfield, and truly he was the inspiration for a lot of what I do still to this day. Could never have had a better or closer friend, and we were a very unmatched group. I'll get you that. But Jesus said in Matthew 4:18 through 20, he was going and choosing disciples, and he came upon two disciples, and he said, "Come and follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." DLM has always been kind of a men's ministry because truly when it started, women didn't need this kind of a ministry because they already had so many of them. But very few ministries, no ministries when we started, went for actually the heart of a man. To live biblically, to challenge to live balanced, and that's what deeper level mentoring does. And I've often said to people that, working with men is like coaxing a wild animal out of their cage and gaining their trust, because we get hurt so bad and we're expected to get hurt that we just take it and deal with it, and we build these thick stone walls that some can never be penetrated. We're stubborn, we're judgmental, and we want what we want when we want. We're control freaks. Most men are. That all being said, when I agreed to the Lord to do this ministry and kind of step back from youth ministry to a certain degree, we had a conversation. Because I knew in working with teenage boys and college-age boys, and even some of the men within my program that worked with other guys, that, it can be tough. The conversation went like, "Lord, if you want me to work with guys, then I need to know that they're yours first. I need something audible, something real, something tangible, that the men that I pursue, you want me to pursue. And if they run away after they've agreed to be chased, because that's one of the things I do, that you'll take them and do what you need to with them, and I'll just not stop. I promise." And that's the deal we've had for the past 29 years. You see, I still pray for everybody. And that's not something to pat myself on the back. It's because sometimes they're general prayers for groups of people, but there's 60 active Mighty Men right now, or guys in program. They're not all Mighty Men. And I pray for each of those multiple times a day. Out of the 1,500 guys that have been through our program in the past 29 going on 30 years, I've never quit praying for one kid or one person that's been through my program. And I've said, "Well, do you pray for your family?" I'm like, "I pray for my family first. My family, my extended family." And I get kept up late at night. But the idea of fishing for men is sometimes, if you've been fishing, you've got to let the bait set. They don't need to love me. They don't need to like me. They don't even need to know me. In fact, some hate me. I just wait. Wait and pray. Because you see, it's easier to do that when you know they don't belong to you. They belong to the Lord. And the end result for any person going through the mentoring program, for me, is that they have a lifelong love relationship with Jesus Christ. a real relationship, not something fake or phony, not some self-righteous church garbage. And I know that I'm a big proponent of supporting the church, but face it, people, there's a lot of church garbage out there that Christ never intended to have in his body. There's a lot of good in the church. And this is one area that the church tends to be lacking in. We do men's groups, we do men's Bible studies, we do little things here and there, but nothing really to dive into the soul of a man. Nothing to walk with him like a Stephen's ministry, nothing to hold him accountable, nothing to be willing to be told to F off and leave me alone. To relentlessly pursue them like Christ pursues each and every one of us. He lets us set, and he's there when we need him. And eventually, hopefully, we'll get it, and we'll stick. There was a woman named Lynn Zigafus who works for Youth for Christ. I love saying her last name. Anyhow, she was just incredible teacher. And during our training for YSC, she did a talk on being the hounds of heaven. In Greek mythology, we have the hounds of hell that go and seek people to drag them off to hell that have made a deal with the devil. She had turned that around and said we need to be like the hounds of heaven, constantly pursuing people for Christ's sake, leaving the 99 and going after the one. And that's what we do. I'm looking forward to this upcoming retreat because we dive deeper into all the 7 areas that deeper level mentoring looks in. How you're doing spiritually, mentally, emotionally, socially, physically, financially, and how well you're learning to lean. Are you sucking it up and dealing with it? Not walking in victory? Are you leaning on people that you put in your life that are trustworthy enough to lean? Not everybody deserves that privilege. And even sometimes we have mighty men that fall away. And sometimes it takes a while for people to realize that God has a bigger plan for them. I don't care what they've been through or what they've done. He's not a God of the past, he's a God of the present and the future. He understands the past. He forgives the past. But we can't dwell there. We have to dwell in his presence, in the here and now, and understand that he has made a bright future for us. Many of you don't know, when I got called to ministry, I'd already taken a couple years in pre-med, was going to go into large ocean animal veterinarian services back then. That really didn't have marine biology. That's not what it was called. And I was at a campfire. I was 16 at Camp Marengo, Ohio, working with kids. And I heard God's audible voice call me to work with kids. Work with men, work with youth. I had a long conversation with my father and with several of my mentors, and changed. At that moment, everything changed for me. Now, we've been without food sometimes. We've been like phone cut off, things like that. But we've never gone hungry, and our needs have always been met. And we've been through a lot. But God is so good. And you're good. If you're running from me, I'm fishing for you. We may not have talked. You may not know how to get a hold of me, which is kind of baloney because you can usually find me pretty easy. But I'm always here. Until God takes my breath away, I will be here. I hope that you all learn to fish for men, or ladies fish for ladies, for people. People need the Lord now more than ever. They need Jesus. Will you be the one that carries the torch to take to them to light their path? I have 3 or 4 guys kind of running from me right now. And to those, I love you. And I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going to call you out here, but you know who you are. I would love for you to get to this retreat. We have gentlemen who can't because they're incarcerated, or they're here or there, they're in the military, they can't, who really want to go but just can't. And then I have those that just can't afford it, and I'm trying to find ways to make sure that they can get there. And then I think I have some that are just afraid of what might happen. God may wake up inside them, and that scares the daylights out of them. I get it. Never will he leave you, never will he harm you. He has made me a certain way. I will be here. Tomorrow morning, if you wake up and the sun doesn't appear, I'll be here. And sometimes I chase. Just like sometimes you chase that fish with that rod and reel. And other times, you just let the bait set. And trust in the Lord with all your heart. Don't lean on your understandings. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he'll make your path straight. I love you all. I hope you have a great day. And if you're running from me, you might as well give up. I'm not going to quit. I love you way too much more for that. God bless you and have a great day.